Your bedroom, the one place you think is safe, comfortable, sacred. But what if I told you it could be silently draining your energy, inviting poverty and ruin into your life? Today, we unravel a hidden truth many overlook. 9 things you must remove from your bedroom immediately. That phrase might sound shocking, almost unbelievable, but in the stillness of night, your space speaks louder than you realize. Let me begin with a story. This happened to a friend of mine, an artist struggling for years. She suddenly hit a creative block, so intense she couldn't paint for months. And yet, every day she meditated, scribbled affirmations, visualized abundance. Nothing worked. Until one evening, she tossed out a pair of hole ridden socks she'd been ignoring for years. The next morning, the first stroke of her brush flowed like water. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe it was the subconscious message those socks carried. Lack, fragmentation, neglect. That's not fluff. That's energetic reality. Objects in your space mirror energies within you. So tonight, slow your breath, settle in. We begin with that first innocent sounding item, single worn out socks or underwear. These are more than laundry. They symbolize incompleteness. They whisper to your subconscious, I am not whole. I am not enough. In your bedroom, the sanctuary of rest and restoration, such whispers can echo all night long. It gets deeper when we talk about old clothes you never wear. Each garment holds memories, vibrations of a past self you're clinging to. That well-worn t-shirt from your college years, it anchors you in nostalgia, trapping your potential in what was, not what could be. And it's not just about clothes. Consider the dusty books you'll never read again. Books are vessels of knowledge, but when left to gather dust, they're like locked doors on your shelf. Energy stagnates, ideas become stale. It's as if your room says, I don't allow new thoughts in here, and the universe listens. Now let me pause, dear listener. If any of this resonates, if you feel a subtle tension rising in your chest, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Because we're only scratching the surface, and I promise it gets more empowering. The fourth item, expired or unused beauty products. We wear these close to our skin, but when they're old, they carry stale vibrations. They crack the energetic seal of caring for ourselves. Think of your bedroom as a temple. Would you offer stale wine on the altar? No. Treat your body with respect. Use fresh nourishment or let them go. Next, tattered shoes. You walk into the days ahead with these shoes by your bed, but if they're worn out, they silently say, you can't move forward effortlessly. They weigh you down energetically. Replace them with something that uplifts your spirit and trajectory. Pause again, and if any of these changes you feel, hit that like button. This shift isn't cosmetic, it's foundational. The sixth item, incomplete accessories, empty shoeboxes, lone earrings. These symbolize fragmentation and lack. How can your soul believe in wholeness when your space screams incompleteness? The solution, purge them. When you clear space, you signal, I am whole and I deserve complete abundance. And the seventh, tattered blankets, sheets, comforters. Your bedroom is where you regenerate. If your bedding is torn, stained, thinning, that's energetic damage. You're wrapping yourself nightly in stagnation. We'll repair that together. Stay tuned. 2 more items remain, and yes, they're equally powerful. But we don't just list them, we unravel them with stories from my own life and ancient wisdom. So keep watching. Let's transform your environment and your life from this night forward. Remember, every time you return to this room, are you stepping into empowerment or inviting limitation? Subscribe now, stay with me, because we're just beginning this journey. So now, you've taken a deeper look at your bedroom, the blankets, the socks, the silent signals, and if part of you is thinking this is just stuff, let me gently remind you. Energy is never just stuff. Every object carries a memory, an imprint, a whisper of intention, or lack of it. The moment you sleep beside energy that contradicts your desires, you create resistance between your soul and your destiny. Let me take you further. Item number 8 on this journey, physical and energetic clutter. This is the grand saboteur of peace, prosperity, and purpose. You see, clutter is deceptive. It doesn't scream. It doesn't shout. It sits silently in the corners of your room, on the nightstand, under the bed, behind closed closet doors. But its silence is loud in the language of energy. Have you ever noticed how you feel after deep cleaning? That sudden clarity? The lightness? That's not just physical, it's spiritual. You've removed energetic congestion. You've opened gateways for new things to enter. And when you don't, when clutter builds up, opportunities bounce off you like rain on stone. One client of mine, a teacher, lived in a small apartment, stacked with unopened bills, broken electronics, and boxes from a past move she never unpacked. Her finances were frozen, love life non existent. One day she began with one drawer. Just one. But that act triggered a chain reaction. Within weeks, she cleared her entire bedroom. Within months, she received an unexpected job offer abroad. A new life, a new flow, not magic, alignment. Now, before we go deeper, let me remind you again. If you feel something shifting inside you, if you're beginning to look at your space differently, hit that subscribe button. This isn't just another channel, it's a portal. We talk about the soul of your surroundings, the voice of your environment, and how to hear what it's been trying to say all along. Let's talk about the ninth and final item, unused hangers and hooks. Strange, right? Harmless even, but let me explain why they matter more than you think. Unused hangers represent idle potential. They were designed to hold something, to support, to serve, but when they sit unused, they become symbols of vacancy. Energetically, they say, nothing new is coming, I have nothing to hold. One of the most universal spiritual laws is this: nature abhors a vacuum. It fills empty spaces, always, but not when those spaces are artificially filled by empty utility. Imagine an artist's studio where brushes sit unused, canvases remain blank, and the air smells like waiting. That's the energy of unused hangers and empty hooks. They don't serve. They suggest neglect, poverty. So what do? You remove them. You say to the universe, I trust that when new things come, I will make space then. But until then, I don't carry empty promises. These are your 9 physical gateways. But this video isn't just about tossing objects. No, this is about what those objects represent in your life. Because when your bedroom reflects lack, your energy field absorbs it. And when your energy is tainted by scarcity, the universe responds accordingly. Let's go even deeper now. You might ask, why the bedroom? Why not the kitchen or the office? Because the bedroom is where you sleep. It's where your subconscious mind is most active. It's where your spirit leaves the logic of daytime and swims into the waters of dreams, visions, and creation. Think about that. Every night, your soul retreats from the noise of the world and lands right there, in your bed, surrounded by these very objects. They speak to your inner world while you sleep, and you awaken carrying their whispers. If you're wrapped in a torn blanket, surrounded by worn shoes and silent clutter, what is your soul hearing? I am not safe. I am not supported. I am not worthy. But if your room becomes a temple, a place of peace, intention, clarity, then you awaken differently. The first breath of your morning becomes a prayer, a declaration, a vibration that says, I am ready, I am receptive, I am abundant. You don't need a mansion, you don't need gold-threaded sheets, you just need purity, alignment, willingness to release so something greater can enter. Let me give you one final example. In Buddhist monasteries, monks sleep in simple, sparse rooms. No distractions, no broken items, just presence. Why? Because they know the importance of environment. Simplicity amplifies intention. Emptiness attracts spiritual fullness. So let me ask you now, what in your bedroom is blocking your next level? What object is quietly holding you in yesterday's version of yourself? If you're feeling it, pause this video. Walk to your bedroom, pick one item to remove, just one, then come back. Because the moment you take that action, you shift the field. That's how powerful your space is. And if you've done it, if you felt that energy move, let me know in the comments. Share what you removed, share how it made you feel, and if you're brave enough, declare what you're calling in instead. Because this isn't about things, it's about energy. And energy, my friend, is the language of reality. Stay with me for the final part of this journey. You've heard the warning, you've felt the shift. Now let's seal the transformation. Hit that subscribe, because what's coming next might just be the final breakthrough you've been waiting for. Now, here we are. You've walked with me through the silence of forgotten things, the whispers of your own space. You've heard the unspoken language of socks with no pair, shoes with no sole, and hangers with no purpose. But now comes the most sacred part of the journey. Because once you've removed the physical blocks, once you've swept out the dust and the dead energy, there's something else, far more subtle, far more powerful, that must be addressed. The inner clutter. the hidden beliefs that told you to hold on to those broken things in the first place. Because every worn out shirt you kept, every expired bottle of lotion in your drawer was there because a part of you thought, what if I need it one day? I don't want to waste. It's not that bad. But let me ask you, how many times have you said those words in your life? Not just about objects, but about people, situations, even your own dreams. It's not that bad. Those words have kept people stuck in poverty, heartbreak, and mediocrity for decades. When you say, I might need it someday, you're saying to the universe, I don't trust you to provide. And that, right there, is the spiritual cancer of poverty, mistrust. Poverty isn't just about money. It's a mindset, a frequency, a belief system built on fear and scarcity. It's when you live like the worst is coming, so you hold on to everything, even the broken things, just in case. So yes, we've cleared the bedroom, but now we clear the belief. I want you to imagine something with me. Picture this. You walk into your bedroom tonight, but this time everything is different. No clutter, no broken objects, no mismatched socks, just peace. A soft candle burns on the nightstand. Your sheets are clean and calm. The air feels open, light, like something new is waiting to enter. You take a breath, and for the first time in a long time, you feel ready to receive. Because here's what no one tells you about abundance. It doesn't come to the loudest. It doesn't come to the smartest. It comes to the most prepared, the ones who make space, the ones who act before they see, the ones who say, I believe, even when the evidence isn't there yet. And you, my friend, you just did that. You let go of what no longer serves. You honored yourself enough to create space. And now the door is open. If this video found you, it's not a coincidence. Something inside you is awakening. Not just the part that wants more, but the part that knows you were meant for more. And abundance isn't a prize. It's not something you chase. It's something you attract by becoming the version of you who's ready to hold it. So tonight, when you go to bed, look around your room. What does it say about you? Does it speak wealth? Does it whisper dignity? Does it radiate readiness? If not, change it. Not tomorrow, not next week, tonight. Because the moment you change your environment, you begin to change your destiny. And when you wake up tomorrow, something will feel different. Lighter, clearer. That's no accident. That's alignment. Now, before I close, I want to leave you with one final story. There was a man I worked with years ago, a good man, smart, hardworking, but he could never seem to get ahead, always one step behind his bills, one opportunity short. His energy was heavy. I asked him to describe his bedroom. He said it was fine, just a little messy, a few piles of paper, some old clothes, an unopened box from 2 years ago. I asked him to do one thing, clear it, every inch, as if he was preparing for royalty to sleep there. He resisted, said it sounded silly, but something in him must have known, because 2 weeks later, he called me. His voice was different, light, full. He had gotten a call from a former client, out of the blue, a new contract, more than double his usual rate. He told me, I don't know how it happened. I said, you made room. So I'll ask you one last time. What is your bedroom holding that your future cannot live with? Remove it. Thank it. Release it. Then stand in the center of your clean, sacred space and say these words out loud. I am ready to receive. I welcome abundance. I create space for blessings to enter, and I will never again make a home for lack. Say it slowly, mean it, and then watch what happens next. If this video moved something in you, if it made you pause, reflect, act, don't keep it to yourself. Leave a comment. Let others know what you've cleared, what you're calling in, what you're letting go of. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. This channel isn't just about ideas. It's about energy. It's about unlocking the quiet codes of your life, one powerful truth at a time. Because this is just the beginning. You've cleared the room. Now it's time to receive the reward. Good night. And may your space become the sanctuary where your next miracle begins.